Hello, everybody. My name is Kelly Baltzell, and I'm the owner and founder of Beyond Indigo Pets. Welcome. I'm pretty excited today, I gotta say. First of all, it's snowing here in Minnesota, which is the thing, because we haven't had enough of the big fluffy white snowflakes. So if we're gonna be in a quarantine situation, at least the view is good and it's fun. But I'm more excited because I have some really pretty cool guests here. I have Sarah and Chris, and they're gonna tell you a little bit about themselves, but they're from Hippo. And what we're going to talk about today is the bigger event that we have coming up on the 26th, but we're going to get to that. So I'm going to throw the ball to Sarah. So Sarah, why don't you start with the introductions, tell people what Hippo is, what you guys do, who you are, all the fun stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Kelly, for having us. We're really excited to do this webinar in partnership with you all. I'm Sarah Razor. I'm the Director of Marketing at HippoManager Software. So we are a cloud-based veterinary practice management software provider. We're based in Lexington, Kentucky. We're independently owned. We are fully featured. So it provides veterinarians and their staffs everything from medical records, point of sale, inventory, reminders, and we integrate with all the best-in-class tools like client communication tools, lab partners. Some kind of neat things about HippoManager, we are cloud-based, so that means it's accessible from anywhere at any time on any mobile device, anything with an internet connection, basically. And I know that's been hugely helpful for our customers during COVID as they're doing curbside check-ins and doing a little bit more telehealth. And some people are able to work remotely to do reporting and things like that. So very excited to be a software provider in this space. Other neat things about HippoManager, it's incredibly easy to use. It looks and feels a lot like an iPhone. If you're familiar with that, a lot of the features and functions look like apps. So it's been a great tool for our customers. And finally, I always like to tell this, where the name comes from is a question we get asked a lot. One of our cornerstone philosophies is around data privacy. And so we really respect the data and privacy of our customers. The name is a nod to HIPAA compliance, which is the human medical standard. Our data and clients' information is held to that same standard of compliance, and that is unique in our space. So thank you again, Kelly, for having us. I'll let Chris, my colleague, introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Henning with HippoManager as well, and I am a practice coach with Hippo, among wearing a few other hats for the company as well. But one of the primary things I do with the company is work with hospital leadership, so practice managers, owners, other hospital leaders, and just helping them manage their business and run their business. My background is from the hospital. I grew up in a hospital. Started out as, back then we called them pet nurse assistants or something like that, and changed to a whole bunch of names throughout my career. Veterinary assistant, director of pet nursing, practice manager, all the fun titles. And then worked my way up into the management position. That's really where I found my calling. What I really enjoyed to do is I walked the walk and had the journey of not being a great manager and, educating myself and developing myself and, learning more tools on how to be a more effective leader in the hospital. And I saw the transformation my team had from that and just how great it was and how much more fulfilled I felt as a person and as a manager in the hospital. So that's where my passion lies, is helping other hospital leaders, have that same experience. And I believe that the entire veterinary industry is lifted when each individual hospital is managed well and run well. So that's where my passion is, and I really enjoy working with hospital leaders to help them manage their teams, build high performing teams within their own hospitals. So coaching and training and personal professional development is a lot of what I do.
And I'm going to leapfrog right off of that, because that's a really nice segue into what we're going to do as a group, right? Because we kind of got started talking and we started formulating ideas and bouncing ideas around between really kind of well-run practices. What does that mean? Paired or married with marketing, because, both of them separate have a piece. Like, okay, you guys are the holders of the data and you have a lot of information there, and you manage the tails once they come through the door. Marketing drives the tails through the door. That's our job, is we're supposed to get those noses and tails to the hospital's doors, and then the hospital does something with those tails, right? But a lot of times hospitals don't realize the amazing tools that they have at their fingertips to make that happen. They don't have to work so hard, right? Because if they utilize their data and pull information from the data, then marketing companies like ourselves can go, ooh, look at this wonderful data. Gosh, okay, so you're low in dentals. You're not getting enough dentals in and you want more dentals, we can do that. But we need to track that information, right? And so like I went and talked to Sarah and Chris and said, Sarah, Chris, please tell me like you can pull these type of reports. And what did you guys say?
Heck yeah, we can.
Right?
Totally. I agree, Kelly. I mean, the power of a PIMS cannot be underestimated. And it's really, truly, I think the answer of what should we market does lie in the data that practices are collecting in their PIMS. You know, what are we measuring? What matters? How do we read what we're measuring? And I think those are questions that Chris will help answer on this webinar.
Yeah, and it's a great combination because first you have to know what to look for, you know, where to find it, what you should be looking at. And you have to identify what I call the gap, you know, how are you performing now? And what do you want that to be? What should it be? So we're going to actually take a couple real life examples like, you know, the dental cleanings and show some numbers of, you know, what a hospital performance might be. Where can you look at that? Where might you want to be? And setting a goal for how you want to get there. And we will cover some of the how that partnership works, where Kelly was saying that there's a whole lot that happens in the hospital, and then there's a whole lot that you can do to get them in the hospital to begin with. So I'll be given some hints and things you can look at for what you can do once those tails are in the hospital, that side of it, and how marketing can support the efforts the medical team is doing in the building. So it's a cool concept.
It is a cool, and we at Beyond Indigo, we work with goals. We're, as far as I know, we're one of the few or only marketing companies that say, hey, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to do this quarter, right? Instead of saying, we'll do this laundry list of things over and over every single month, which had value in the beginning of the internet days, because there's only so many things you could do. Now there's so much to do on the internet. There's so many options, and there's so much targeting information out there. It's kind of overwhelming for a lot of people. So if by working and saying, okay, you want more dental cleanings and that's your goal, between the two of us, we can take that goal and go, okay, where's the best place to get that goal? Because one is not the same as the other these days. And especially in world environments, it's gotten really crazy in the last week of where you should market and how you should market, and also how to be sensitive about what you're marketing. Like, you know, we're noticing, Jean and I, our CEO, were talking about this week, and the team is some major companies got flat-footed because they had all their marketing pre-programmed. And then their marketing rolled out, and now they look tone deaf. So how to the world environment, right? And you don't want to be doing that. So there's a lot to go into it. We'll talk about that on the 26th as well.
Sounds really good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree, Kelly. I think one of the beautiful things about working with your metrics is that you can customize those messages for your existing customers and maybe areas that might improve their pet health, as well as looking at maybe gaps in folks that you're not reaching at all with either your messaging or just, you know, folks in your community that aren't aware of your practice and how great it is.
Right.
There might be some veterinarians out there that, you know, haven't quite thought about it that far. I mean, when you're in the hospital, you're just so heads down on taking care of the patients in front of you, and it's a lot of work, and it's, you know, from open to close and beyond. And it can be hard to focus on, you know, how marketing can help support your business too, and help, you know, get your clients in that need to get in. And so having a partner to help with that could be really, really helpful, so that the veterinary staff can focus on what they do best, which is taking care of patients.
We don't want you to worry about your marketing at all. We just want you to see tails coming through the door, right? Like, we've got it once we know your goal. But we do, the helpful thing for us in this webinar will be helpful is that you guys kind of have to find the numbers. You know, like, we can't go into your PIMS and extract that data ourselves. That's where we need the handheld with the hospital of like, can you just go pull some of this? Because we don't want to be in your system, and you don't want us in your system. So, you know, grab those numbers for us.
Absolutely. And I think that's going to be the beauty of this conversation is if we can work with folks to really find those really essential numbers. You don't have to look at every single number, but what are the biggest indicators and how can that make the biggest difference in your practice? Because we know we can't do it all, right? It would be great if we could market every single thing to every single person. But I think the conversation will really be what is key? What are the most important things that you could look at right now to make a difference in a few weeks?
And I think that gives us a good opening of the particulars. So it's on January 26th. Sarah, it's race approved, right?
It is. We're really excited. It's approved for 1.5 hours for both veterinarians and vet techs in non-medical category. We'll have you sign in once you get there, and we'll send the certificate for your record keeping afterward. And we're also planning on sharing the recording afterward too, if you want to share it with your colleagues. Important note, if you attend the live training, you're eligible for the race credit. It is not approved for post event. So definitely we want to see everybody there live.
Right. So if you want the race, show up live. If you just want the information, you can look at it later.
Absolutely.
Or have it to review later, right? Like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure hopefully folks will want to share this out with their practice. I'm sure not everybody can go at the same time.
Right. They do have a business to run.
I mean, they're seeing the tails, right?
Right. They are seeing the tails. So there's that. And people can sign up. We'll have a link here as part of this Facebook Live event. So people can sign up, and then that's pretty much it. That's all they have to do. It's free. We're not charging.
Yeah, we're excited to have everybody. It's going to be great.
Yep. So don't expect to bring your checkbook. Just bring yourselves, right? In your favorite beverage. That's all we need.
Yeah, maybe some snacks. We don't have
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because we
need like a little wedding cake for our marriage theme, right? You've got cake. That'd be good.
That'd probably
like
really
little
good.
Almonds that people always share at weddings, like the little tray of almonds. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, well, what flavor wedding cake would that be then? Well, okay. But
I mean, choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure, yeah. Well, thank you, ladies, and we'll hopefully see everybody listening on the 26th.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate you.
Kelly.
Thanks.